Your crate will look like this when you receive it. It will weigh about 780 pounds in the crate, so you will need a forklift, front loader with forks, or a delivery truck with a lift gate to unload it at your location. You can assemble the unit outside, but on a smooth floor indoors is easier. If outside, putting down a tarp makes finding dropped hardware easier. If you have a forklift or a loader that you can lift the heavier assemblies out, then use that with a lift strap. If no lift is available, then the crate will need to be cut open, removing one long side. You will take out the smaller parts first, and then when only the unit with the 2 drums remains, slide the drums out of the crate onto the ground or floor. Having 2 people is easier. It will not hurt anything to drag it across the floor. The drum mower bottoms drag across the ground anyway. Lay out the parts so that you can see everything in one place. Take the bag of parts and sort them out into like groupings. It makes finding the hardware easier. Grease the PTO driveline universal joints before assembly. Also, grease the plastic fittings on the free rotating plastic guards. It's much easier to do so before assembly. The 6 blades are installed and changed with the blade tool. The blade tool is stored on the back of the 3-point hitch. Find the 6 blades and separate them. Install them with the beveled edges face up. Using the blade tool, pry open the drums and install the blade by fitting the hole of the blade over the pin inside. Never put your hand or fingers inside the open drum. The blade tool will slip off if it is raised too high. Position the tool, raise the arm, install the blade, and let the tool arm down. Be sure the blade is on the pin and swings freely. Move the 3-point hitch assembly over to the back of your tractor. Attach your linkage arms and install the linch pins. Now attach the top link. Lift the 3-point hitch unit up and install the second pin in the top link and the tractor. Adjust the top link to make the 3-point hitch close to straight up and down. Now that the 3-point hitch is attached to the tractor, install the PTO guards. This will require a 10mm socket with an extension. The washers go inside the guard. Don't over-tighten, it's just plastic. Place the drum mower section so that it is oriented as shown. Be sure the PTO spline shafts face each other. You will use this subassembly shown to link the 3-point hitch assembly to the arms that connect the drum unit. Put the round T with bushings through the hole so that the cap is on top. You will need either an adjustable wrench or a 30mm socket. Don't tighten it all the way. The cap screw will need to come back out to mount the top arm later. Next, get the shorter of the 2 pins. Align the 2 holes on the support arm so that they are concentric. The pin will not go through and the plastic bushings will be damaged if the holes are not well aligned first. Use a large dead blow mallet to fine adjust the centers of the holes to be concentric. It may be necessary to take a flat file and file a lead angle on the plastic bushing outer faces at the bottom to aid in starting it between the inner flats on the fork. Drive the pin through. Fit the washer and the nut. The nut fits a 30mm wrench. Do not over tighten, just snug it up. The top spring arm will fit onto the top cap as shown. Again, do not over tighten as it needs to be able to move. The next hardware you need is shown here. Connect the lower arm to the top arm by aligning the holes. The top spring arm has an adjustable slide for locking the position in place. There are 2 positions. The first shown is for transport. The second is for use when cutting so that the arm may extend. Position the drum mower subassembly so that the center pivot holes will line up when the arm assembly is pushed down. If the plastic bushings on the arm will not start to go between the lower pivot, file a lead angle on the bottom of the outer face of the bushings. The fit will be snug. The centers must be lined up before driving the pin through the hole. Use a tapered pin or something smaller than the pin to line up the holes. The chamfer on the pin will only line up a 1/32 of an inch of mismatch. Do not force the pin through as you can damage the plastic bushings. A little oil here can help. Use the top link to adjust the angle. Adjust the 3-point height on the tractor to put it in the best position. Nudge the drum assembly to get the holes aligned at the same time. Put the washer and the nut on the pin but do not over tighten. The PTO drive line is installed between the 3-point hitch and the drum mower. Install the big end with the free running clutch to the right as shown. If you have not greased all the fittings, do so now. Don't forget the 2 plastic fittings on the shaft guard. Attach the guard chain so that the guards do not spin for safety. The front top guard has 6 holes and a pin as shown. The 8 pieces of hardware shown here are used to fasten the top guards, and after the curtain is attached, the front toe guard. Install the rear guard by aligning the pin to the hole and then bolt it on. You'll need 2 wrenches that are 17mm for these nuts and cap screws. Install the curtain with the two holes facing forward as the toe guard goes through these holes. Secure the toe guard with the remaining 4 cap screws from the underside. Verify that there is oil in the 2 gearboxes and lubricate all the grease points. Some of the grease points will take more grease than usual the first time they are lubricated due to filling up the airspace between the bushings. Before attaching the PTO shaft to your drum mower, you will need to cut it to the correct length for your tractor. This operation is covered in a separate video, which you can find on our website or our YouTube page, Tractor Tools Direct. After you have cut the PTO drive line to the correct length for your tractor, you will install it on the drum mower. The Galfre 130 drum mower uses a torque-limiting slip clutch to protect the gearing on the mower and on your tractor. This is a high-quality German-made PTO driveline assembly that uses hardened steel balls to lock into place on the spline shafts of your tractor and the right-angle gearbox on the drum mower. The release plate must be all the way back to release the locking ball so the PTO can be connected and disconnected. The ends of the rotating PTO driveline must be covered with a guard for safety. Reaching the release plate with both hands is a tight fit. The supplied guard has a split end to provide an easy way to install the guard. Instead of trying to get your hands inside and release the PTO release plate, put the clamp on the gearbox so you won't have to take it apart. Install the PTO with the guard over the clutch. Then install the guard on the gearbox. For safety, it's important that the guard does not turn. To remove the PTO from the gearbox, just remove the worm gear clamp and slide the guard over the release for access. This assembly video is also available in book form. Just go to our website and select the Galfre 130 drum mower page and click on the Assembly Instructions tab to download it as a PDF. Tractor Tools Direct sells a complete line of haymaking equipment for your compact tractor: Abriata round and square balers, Molon power rakes, and Galfre drum and disc mowers. For a complete line of equipment, visit our website at tractortoolsdirect.com.